You know, I have a philosophy that you have a goal, you work, you go at it 100 miles an hour, and you make it or you don't. But the effort's what's important. My name is Damon Wright, and I'm the principal at American Canyon High School. I'm going to back up a little bit. I went to a community college for 2 years. And after the 2 years, I went home for the summer and I got a part-time job at Denny's. I worked as a host just to make some money before I went back to school. And one day I was in there working, and there was this lady that was just watching me work for about 20 minutes, and I didn't know what she was doing. She finally called me over and said, you know, I think you would work really well with kids. I'm an elementary school principal, and I want to hire you. And I was kind of taken back. I'm like, well, what do you mean you want to hire me? I'm just, you know, seating people at Denny's. She said, no, I can tell that you're going to be good with kids. I told her I was going off to college. She gave me her card. I don't know how I hung on to this card because I went through about 10 different wallets in college. Wasn't the most responsible or organized person. So when I got back from college and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, I ran into her card again. I gave her a call. She hired me right away, and I started working as a guidance assistant at an elementary school. Just temporary. Then I went into probation because it paid a little bit more money, so I was a probation officer for a couple of years. But it didn't take me long to realize that I think I could do more work with students before they get to the point of being incarcerated. So I went back to school, got my master's degree, became a school counselor, went on to be a school psychologist, assistant principal, and now I'm the principal at American Canyon High School. You know, you start from the bottom, you know, because in college was very difficult years for me. You know, you don't have a lot of money, you're away from home, you're trying to work towards your independence, you don't want to burden your parents every 5 minutes for money. So there's a lot of hungry nights. And, you know, me and a group of friends, we just managed to always scrap up 200 pennies to get a Whopper and share it, or scrape up some money and buy some food to barbecue. But rough times. And, you know, and as I reflect back and look at the struggle that I had through my college years coming up to where I'm at now, I can reflect and appreciate my journey a little bit more.
He was the consensus #1 choice. We interviewed, I don't know, 6 or 7 pretty strong candidates, and Mr. Wright was at the top of everyone's list. He seemed like a very good fit for the school, and he interviewed very well, and everyone had a good feeling about him. It's great working with Mr. Wright. He has faith in his staff. I mean, he's not someone who micromanages. He's not someone who has to kind of oversee everything I do. He has confidence in my abilities, and also in Mr. Finnefrock and Ms. Gramlich. He knows he's got good people working with him, and he lets them work.
Right. I think that he brings some new energy to the school. I think he brings some new ideas as a new principal, and so I think it's great to work with new ideas and new energy. So it's been a good start so far. I would say I don't think he's been trying to change ACHS. I think he's been trying to learn about ACHS this year, trying to learn the staff, learn the students, kind of learn our culture and our way. So I think he's been more of a learner this year than a changer. There have been some small little changes, kind of things that he's kind of guided us through, but by and large, I think his mission's been more about learning this year than changing.
Well, I learned about this job from him. He told me there was an opening here, and I actually knew him from the Benicia Unified School District because he was the principal there, and I have a student there, so I knew him as a parent. And when he approached me about an opening here, I was so excited to be able to apply and work under him, because I know that he's a visionary and he is somebody who can take this place to another level.
Every day is different. When I get out of my car and I walk to my office, I'm not sure what's going to disrupt my schedule or my agenda. You know, you start your day, you got a little task list about, all right, I'm going to try to accomplish these things. But something is going to interrupt that. There's going to be some sort of emergency that you have to handle, high pressure. And you're constantly wearing so many different hats. I mean, literally from one moment I could be in here with students doing a video or talking about a great accomplishment that they're doing. The next minute I could be playing police officer or master investigator because it was a fight or something happened on campus. You have to be flexible and you have to be able to put on a different hat when the time calls for it. And oftentimes that comes without warning. Each stage in my career has been rewarding for different reasons. I have a philosophy: if you identify a problem and you're going to talk about it, then you need to talk about a potential solution with that. So that's why I went into an administrative role, became an assistant principal and then a principal, so that I can affect change on a larger scale. Because at the end of the day, it's all about students, it's all about community, and I want to make sure they have the best opportunities to be successful. Nobody makes it without the help. Everybody receives help. And you can hear people tell stories where I started from the bottom and I did this all myself and I didn't have help. No, everybody gets a helping hand. There's a difference between getting a hand up and a hand out. And I have plenty of hands ups and I appreciate that. And I'm always trying to repay that favor by giving others the opportunity to be successful. This is my first year at ACHS and I see a lot of potential at this school. Personal goal for me, I don't know. I got to tell you that being able to work as a principal in the community in which I live is a huge honor for me. I couldn't ask for anything more than what I have right now.